DJ Pest is on the beats, ladies and gentlemen.
You rocking with DJ Pest, you know everybody hates Pest.
We rocking with DJ Pest, everybody hates Pest. That way, huh?
Rocking with my bro DJ Pest. Everybody hate Pest except me though.
The grind, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the hustle, the culture, the business, the budget, the paper, the muscle, the grind, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the hustle, the culture, the business, the budget, the paper, the muscle, the grind, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the hustle, the culture, the business, the budget, the paper, the muscle, the grind, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the hustle, the culture, the business, the budget, the paper, the muscle, grind culture.
Hey, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy DJ Pest, aka the bad guy. Grind culture. You already know what it is. You already know why we here. Across from me, man, I got my guy Breeze in the building. A GOAT in his own way. What's really good, man?
We're chilling.
Yeah, so
Happy to be here.
I met you at the Merkham's interview.
Right.
We started chopping it up.
Right, a little bit.
A little bit. I said, wait, let's just say that for the episode. So
Okay.
I brought you in here.
Okay.
So you know this show, we give away flowers. We giving flowers to everybody that we see out here grinding.
Word.
So with that being said, the floor is yours. I want to know, how did you get into what you're doing right now? The start, the beginning, day one.
Well, music. I mean, I do a couple different things. So I'm into fashion. I got clothing line. I mean, I've always been into getting fly. So that's like definitely been part of me my whole life. But music, I got into music by accident, really. So
How?
okay, all right. So I'm an athlete. I used to play basketball. So I played ball like my whole life. So when in New York, probably in Detroit too, it's like certain sectors of the people that always be at the top of the food chain. So it's the hoopers, the D-boys,
Yep.
and the music people.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? DJs always be popping, you know what I'm saying, certain artists. So, and we always connected with each other, out through high school and then beyond. So I'm from Queens, and I grew up around like DJ Clue, he's my same age, that's my boy, and a bunch of different hoopers that you'll know. And one in particular was from my hood, this kid named Union. He made beats too. So he was like, yo, Breezy, like, yo, why don't you try to get my beats to Clue? Or, he heard that they was working on Fab's album. Dad had signed Fab, and then they was working on his album. So he was like, yo, I know you fuck with Clue. I know you fuck with all these niggas. So try to get him some of my beats. I was like, all right, let me see what you got. And I listened to his beats, and it was all right. So I was like, all right, cool. But I didn't like his presentation. He just had it like on a little Memorex, you know what I'm saying, CD or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, nah, we gotta clean that up. You know what I'm saying? We gotta make up some CDs and with some covers and like do it the right way. So I got, my art guy to do a cover for him and all that shit. And we started like putting the CD around. Somehow it landed in the hands of an A&R from Sony. So he told us to come in. So we came in. It was like they got this new artist that they trying to work with, and they think that the beats would make sense. So let's try to cut a couple of songs. So the kid, his name was Steady Rock. Shout out to Steady Rock. He ain't never come out, but he was signed to Epic.
I know that artist.
You heard him before?
I heard of Steady Rock before.
Okay, so he ain't never dropped, but he was on. If you a DJ, you probably got records from the records.
For sure.
Epic, if Epic
That's how it
sent you,
happened.
yeah. So my man Rudy from Epic probably sent you a pack in the mail with his records in it. At that time, they had NASCAR. They had a couple niggas over there that never came out. Remember that name?
That sound all familiar.
NASCAR.
'Cause I used to work in radio from like 2001 to 2004, so that's
Around that time.
Yeah.
Literally, like around that time. But this is a little bit before that. This is like 2000 right now. So, 2000. So we ended up going to Jersey. He's from Patterson, New Jersey. So we went to Patterson. Elizabeth, my bad. He's from Elizabeth, New Jersey. So we went to his crib. My man Union bought the MPC. He made a beat on the spot. The nigga rapped to it on the spot. I never actually saw the process of nobody make a song like that. Somebody make a beat, somebody rap to it, then record it all from beginning to end.
Yeah.
In hindsight, the song wasn't that great, but the whole process intrigued me of the creative process and how it all worked. And so we leaving Jersey. And if you know anything about Jersey, you know you could go this way you go into New York. If you make a left, you're in Jersey City. So I said, yo, make a left. He said, why? And I was like, yo, nah, because I got a godbrother out here that raps. And I want to hear, he's been saying he rap for years. And we right here, so let's go see what he got. So I went I called my godbrother. I was like, yo, I'm out here. I'm in Jersey. Yo, where you at? He said, oh, I'm over here. He gave me the address. Boom, went to where he was at, his girl crib. So I walk in the crib. There's nothing in the living room except for like one desk, a little computer, a mic stand, some folding chairs, and that's what's going on in there. And they're like a CD player, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, give me the CD. Real quick. So I put the beat CD on. And I was like, yo, let me hear some shit. So the nigga starts rapping, right? He's just going crazy. Set up, punch, set up, punch. Before I know it, we're 6-7 beats in. He hasn't stopped rapping, hasn't taken a breath.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's this? And I had pause on the shit. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on out here?
Yeah.
What are y'all doing? He said, yo, man, I tried to tell you before that I rap, and yo, I got some songs. I'm trying to get to New York with my shit. At that very moment, I was in the music business. I was like, yo, this is one of the best rappers I've ever heard in my life. And he happens to be my godbrother. I said, yo, I'm going to get you a situation. There's no fucking way.
Yeah.
Give me some music. Gave me the music. Took it to Queens. Reached out to one of my homies that I went to school with. His name was Cutmaster C. He's mixtape DJ. I know you've probably heard of him.
Yes.
So that was my man from school. I hadn't seen him in years at that point. Mad years. But I knew how to get in contact with him. So I was like, yo, I think I called his cousin called his sister called him, gave him my number, whatever. He called me, and I was like, yo, come pull up on me. He said, yo, I'm at the mall. I was like, but all right, when you finish, come pull up on me. He came, pulled up. I played a couple freestyles that I had my godbrother do. He's playing it cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he played it cool with me or whatever. But I don't even think, he was just so happy to see me. I don't think he was really paying attention to what I was playing him like he should have been. You know what I'm saying? But then, like, what ended up happening is whole nother situation happened, and then we ended up like getting closer and cooking up more.
Yeah.
And then
with
once
other artists?
No, me and Cutmaster C.
Yeah.
So once we kind of fell into fucking with each other more tougher, then he started really hearing what was going on.
Yeah.
He ended up putting. I'm gonna take the suspense out. My godbrother's Joe Budden.
Okay.
Okay, so
okay.
So now.
Yeah.
So now this is before Joe Budden had his mixtape run.
Yeah.
This is the beginning of it. So Cutmaster C put two freestyles in a song. He put out a double CD. That double CD ended up on Taylor the Tape and the Sauce, and they didn't know who the fuck a Joe Budden was, but they had to honorable mention him in the print.
Yeah.
They said, and artist Joe Budden had whoever listened, they were impressed. Because that was his first time on a fucking mixtape. He got mentioned by the Source for what it was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fire.
So it was that crazy. So, I showed Joe, he was fucking hyped.
Yeah.
He's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yo, shit is happening like that. I'm like, oh, just slow down. I mean, we working, but you know what I'm saying? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Really? You know what I'm saying?
How far are you into the game at this
No,
point?
I'm just getting
This like the first
this is the
couple
beginning.
months.
This is the beginning. This is like, but I know people. People know me, people respect me. So that's always a good start. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a smart dude any old way. So it ain't gonna take me long to figure it out.
Yeah.
So once I started moving around and then it was a spot. If you ever had mixtapes, If you ever heard a Clue tape,
Yeah, I heard.
if you ever heard Clue tapes, he always shout out Al and Sports in Effect. Al, Sports in Effect. You probably didn't really realize he shouts out Al Sports in Effect. Al's my man. Sports in Effect is a store in the Coliseum Mall in Queens, and it's where you get all the fly shit, like the iceberg sweaters and all that shit.
Yeah.
Like Al was my man.
But this all happening in Queens, though, right?
This all happening in Queens.
Yeah, this is all Queens. Okay.
So all this is happening in Queens. So I knew Al fucked with Clue because Clue used to drop tapes over there. So I hadn't seen Clue in years, and I was trying to get at Clue, but Clue was so big at the time. You know what I'm saying? It was hard to get at him. Obviously. Yeah. This is after the Hard Knock Life tour. This is
prime Clue.
This is prime Clue.
Yeah.
I mean to cut you off, but was he really pulling up in the hood and different color Benzes every other day?
Yeah, but it was like that. Niggas,
he was the first one that was like really the first DJ that was pulling up and.
Nah, it was like that. It was like that.
It was like that because that's the Diddy intro off The Professional.
Yeah, no,
I know.
It's like that. Yeah. So, like seriously, it was like that. So and it wasn't always just his car. Like everybody had cars in the crew, so niggas switch cars up. But whatever the case is,
money.
It was his situation. Like Clue's situation is the one that had everybody eating around him.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So, and then he had some, muscle around that had money, whatever. But for the most part, it was his situation that everybody was eating off of. They had a real thing going. You know what I'm saying? A movement. You know what I'm saying? And I can't never front on it.
Yeah.
So, and he was hard to get, get at. Naturally, he should be. You know what I'm saying? So we kind of went around him. So this is where Joe's production company came into play. It was these two dudes. They were trying to start a production company. Webb and Nitty. You might have heard those names.
Yes.
Before. Okay. They was trying to start a production company. Nitty I knew most of them for a long time because he played ball. Webb I knew through my man, White Chocolate. But not really like that. But just from the hood.
Yeah.
They started a production company called On Top.
Okay.
They heard the mixtape that Joe was on. The two freestyles in the song.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is that? He's fire. Oh, that's Joe Budden. That's okay. Boom. We need to hear more music. So we told Joe, boom, give me a demo. Let's have a meeting with these guys. We had the meeting. They was deciding on it, whatever. Probably took them 2 days, and they came. It was Joe and Joe's producer. Joe's producer, his name, they call him Dub B, but he's white boy for WB. So W was his producer, and he was Joe. And so they ended up giving both of them $10,000 each in cash and signed them to a production deal. And then it was gonna, use Clue because Webb was the president of Clue's label. He's the president of Desert Storm. So they was gonna use Clue, which also they had DJ Envy signed to Desert Storm at the time. Remember that?
Yeah, because that's the Block Party album that he came out with.
Exactly. So they had Envy signed. So now we got Cutmaster C, Clue, and Envy.
Y'all got the whole. You got everything.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's real easy to push Joe.
Yeah.
So now we rolling. By All-Star game of the next year, coming into the next year, Def Jam wanted to sign him.
Okay.
So this is probably October, November, December. By February, beginning of February is when the All-Star is around Valentine's Day every year. He was about to get signed.
When the album come out? Like that summer,
a couple years later.
That was a couple years later?
Yeah, a couple years later.
Well, because this is still 2000.
This is going into 2000.
Yeah.
So 2003 is when the album.
You're right.
The album came out. So, we had Drop. That was on NBA Live. NBA 2K. NBA Live.
I know. I remember.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Drop was on NBA Live. And we had a couple songs that was like whatever. Our first big record that hit radio was Focus.
I wanted to say that, but I felt like I was going to be wrong.
Focus
was the record, yo. I remember it was on Block Party. It was like number 2 or 3.
Focus.
Yep, I remember Focus.
That was a crazy
Yeah.
song, man. Shout out to Funk Flex. He really helped us with that record. Shout out to DJ Enough. They played it a lot. Who else?
The whole city is behind
Yeah,
this.
yeah, but them
like,
two in particular
yeah.
really.
Was Funk Flex dropping bombs back then like that?
Yes, it's always drop bombs.
Okay. I always wanted to ask that. The reason why I'm able to relate to you and what you're talking about as a kid. So 2000, I was in the 8th grade. 2001, I was in 9th grade.
Right.
But as I was growing up, I wanted to be a DJ since maybe 7th grade. I was everything New York did, I wanted to do. Everything. Like, that's why I know about the block party.
Yeah.
That's why I know about, like, the whole Rockefeller Star, all of that. So it's just, like, it's crazy talking to you because it's like I'm living, my childhood through what you're telling me right now.
And I was there for everything.
Yeah,
So, like,
yeah.
when I was a kid,
I get
when I was a young kid, Sucker MC was the record from Run DMC. That was the record. And then, we knew it word for word. That's the first rap I ever learned word for word. And then, like, I grew up with hip hop. I literally grew up with it.
But that's what I want to ask you. That New York hat is not coming off. It's strong. How do you view music now? You're from the Mecca.
No, but I understand music evolves. And I understand music genres change and different things happen and I respect all different types of music.
It's been
all
like that,
different
or you
types
just
of
had
hip-hop.
to just
No, like I never like when AT Aliens dropped, I was fucking with that.
Was your city fucking with that though?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I had family in South Carolina. So my dad lives there, so I had a different vantage point on it. I went to South Carolina, Orangeburg, that's where South Carolina State is. And I went to homecoming, and it was around the time that dropped.
Yeah.
And there was nothing playing but that.
Yeah.
And I seen the energy, and I seen what it was doing. I said, wow. Nothing moves like this in New York. I don't give a fuck what it is. This
Really?
No. Niggas is too cool in New York.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They not moving like how they got these niggas. They going crazy down here for this shit. And it just gave me a different type of appreciation for it.
So back to where you at. So Joe Budden is good now.
Yeah, he's coming.
No, yeah, I mean, in this time, like we're still in the 2001, 2002. Focus just dropped.
Yeah.
What's your move? Like, what you on?
I was there. I was just, shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas was looking at me like, okay, who else can you get? That's a good 1-for-1, Joe Budden. He really raps.
Yeah.
So I was trying to like fucking see what up with different artists and shit. Nobody was like really worth shit. You know what I'm saying? There was a couple niggas that was all right, but Joe's a real tough act to follow.
I understand. So with that being said, where are you? Like, so what do you do? Because clothing is what you got into.
No, that was later.
That was later. So what musically?
When I came here, so that was later. I just, I was just fly. I was around. I was part of the team. You know what I'm saying? Just, I was really helping Cut Master C more with his shit. Moving around with him. Fucking dropping mixtapes, doing that type of shit. Met a bunch of other DJs. Met, just being in that mixtape world. Because that's a world all of its own. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a me. Yeah. There's a me for everybody. Like, every DJ has a person that will go run around, chase their money down, do that shit, deal with consignment, deal with different shit like that, help with stores, all that kind of shit.
To this day, you think?
There's no mixtapes no more.
That's why, listen, over here we talking about this music industry. Do you think mixtapes are dead? That sucks, man.
For the most part.
Every time I'm expecting one person to be like, no, they good, fam.
No, mixtapes is done.
Why are they dead?
Because it's so much. It's because the access to music is different. Mixtapes was the blog. Mixtapes was the way that people got the music. Now we got streaming platforms. We can get music any kind of way. We got Dat Piff. We got whatever, live mixtape. Nigga, nobody's fucking copping no CDs.
So when you heard Tyler the Creator album, did you listen to it?
No.
What do you know about it?
Uh,
So when you see that DJ Drama is hosting his album,
Yeah,
that doesn't make you feel like, oh, we got one, or
No. He has a whole tape right now that just came out. When was that? November?
Yep, November. Exactly. November.
That's hosted by DJ Green Lantern.
And before that, I had another one. I was 24, but I was a little younger. But at that time, he's still DJ Green Lantern.
yeah.
Yeah. This is Nas's DJ. This is the legendary legendary DJ Green Lantern, right? Green Lantern, shout out to Green Lantern. That's my guy too. He was the DJ for arguably 3 of the top 5 rappers of all time.
Yes, that's a fact. But when you hear the mixtape, does that change anything?
Jay and Nas.
I know that.
You know what I'm saying?
But when he's hosting a mixtape, do you
It
like, oh,
feels,
this
it has a different feel. Yes.
okay.
But it doesn't mean that mixtapes are alive. It means that's a project that feels more like a tape. But mixtapes are gone.
You tackle the right crowd with a DJ Green Lantern hosted mixtape, you can be out of here.
It's a real touchy
But
topic.
you need a legendary. Like I say, you need a legendary DJ. You need a drama. You need a Clue. You need a Green Lantern. You need somebody like that to co-sign it and talk on your shit, and then that shit maybe it'll do something if you're going for that feel.
I mean, I respect it. It's just that I remember when I heard Tyler the Creator, I remember I pushed play, and I just pushed play because it was on the spot. You know how it's on the Spotify, Apple, like this is what's new. I would have never pushed play if I just didn't have nothing else to listen to. I push play. As soon as I push play, I hear drama. Now, kids, I would say probably just, 2000 babies have no idea what I just heard. But as soon as I heard, I was like, that's drama. So now I'm like, oh, turn this up. So I don't know if it helped. I don't know if it was a passion project or was that a marketing thing, because Drama's name is not nowhere on it. You might see it when you look for the credits, but it's not like DJ Drama hosted my man's album. But I remember listening to it thinking like, damn, this might bring that essence back. Because what if Lil Wayne just decides out of nowhere, I'm a drop one, I'm gonna put it on streaming platforms. You know what I'm saying? Like that might change it. If more of the big name artists bring it and put it on Spotify and put it on Apple, it might change it.
I'm gonna say wishful thinking, but okay.
I just don't want mixtapes to be in the crypt, man. I don't want them to be dead. That is so sad to see, because there's so many, like, from where we're coming from. I'm 35. 86 is when I was born. Mixtapes raised me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, but that machines aren't around either. 8 tracks, they're gone.
Where does that put you? You're a manager now, and you've been through so much with, you've seen the game basically from
firsthand.
Yeah, firsthand. Where does that put your artist with the relationship with the DJs? Like now, what are you expecting from a DJ?
Just support.
How can a DJ
whatever your platform spend me on your platforms, whatever your platform is. It's not a mixtape anymore. So maybe it's the club, maybe it's whatever you got going on. Maybe you're on Twitch or Switch or whatever.
All right. So how do records when that single drops, your artist got a single that's ready to be put out? What are you looking for? Like, I understand you're saying support, but like there got to be one thing that you're looking for specifically, right?
I want you to spin my shit in the club in your mix.
All right. So, do you believe that? So, how many times? What does it take to break a record? I think that's what I'm trying to ask you.
It takes a DJ to break a record.
But what's the process for the DJ? Because you've seen this firsthand. You've seen them on vinyl. You've seen them on cassettes. You've seen them on mix CDs. Now you're seeing them on laptops.
DJs playing your record, bringing that shit back, playing it again, really fucking with your record for real.
Yeah, and they got to talk over it.
Yeah. Yeah, and really get the crowd's attention when they playing it.
Social media.
So is that a mixtape DJ?
No, that's a DJ.
Well, the reason why I asked that, because it's so messed up. The only reason I'm saying it now, I'm on Facebook, I'm on all these outlets, and people are saying like DJs are scared to break records. And I'm like, wait a minute, there's a whole batch of us that still break records. What are you talking about? So then it had me question, like, well, maybe I'm not breaking the record the right way. What am I not doing where people are questioning is DJs breaking records?
So the new mixtape per se is the playlists.
Okay.
Now, if you can get a poppin' playlist that's a thing. You know how this shit goes.
Yeah.
You get a poppin' playlist on one of these motherfucking DSPs, and you get a poppin' playlist, you become what that thing is that you're looking to be.
I threw up a little bit inside my mouth because it's just so sad hearing that. But I understand it. It's just that every time I get somebody across me in this couch, I'm going to ask them how they feel about mixtapes. Because I'm in my mind, I think I might.
Mixtapes, I came from mixtape.
I know.
I literally came from mixtape.
Yeah.
So I understand, like, you probably nobody else you're going to talk to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I can be honest about it.
Yeah.
And I can say if mixtapes was a thing, I would be managing a couple mixtape DJs right now, and I'd be going crazy with them.
Yeah. But it ain't.
It's not a thing. It's not a thing.
Okay, so you doing your thing in music. Music is lit. You in New York.
Mm-hmm.
You in AZ now.
Yeah. So what happened was, Joe was in a situation. Album didn't do what we thought it was gonna do, and Joe was like at a crossroads in what he was gonna do.
Which album? The first one.
First album.
Okay.
So we were projected to do 250,000 first week. We did 90 something, 94 or something like that first week. Which is someone does 90 something thousand records right now. That's a fucking
ghost. Yeah.
That's a good fucking week.
Yeah.
But back then, that wasn't shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, especially with Pump It Up playing at the fucking everywhere. Pump It Up was everywhere, for real.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't escape Pump It Up.
You couldn't pump it up.
So, we had a record that was that big. I think it was number 2 in the country or some stupid shit.
Pump It Up?
Yeah.
Okay.
2 or 3. You know what I'm saying? It was that big. And for our first week to do that, it was like we didn't even understand why. And and then it was like a lot of different shit. We had a record with 112, and then they switched some off and put Luda on it. Then we had a song called Fire with Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, I'm hip.
And Little Kim had a song with Mr. Cheeks, and it almost was like the same kind of record. So they were playing that more than our record. It was like, you're a DJ, so you know about all the shit.
I know about it. Yeah.
So it was a bunch of weird shit that happened. And then Joe had like a problem. He had like pile-ups on his vocal cords. So he had to chill. He couldn't take shows because he was trying to rest his voice. And that ended up being a problem. So there's a lot of different shit was going on behind the scenes that nobody fucking knew about. And then he's got, a lot of underlying problems anyway that are well documented.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he was going through different shit with that. He gets depressed, like all types of shit. So I had to figure out my own situation. So I ended up coming out here. My brother said, "Yo, come out here, man. This shit is right for the taking for you, man. For what you do and all the shit." Like, it was when MySpace was first fucking starting up. So I got out here, and I was on Clue and Fabulous and Joe Budden's Top Friends. So that made me a fucking celebrity here immediately. As soon as I landed here, it was like, who the fuck is he? Why is he on these guys' Top Friends?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I was in Top Friends was the thing, like. So, like, once I got here, I was, wow, that's Bryce Breezy. He's on their Top Friends. Who are you? And then, whatever. You do your research. You find out who I am.
Yeah.
And then, I dabbled in music out here. I was fucking with an artist named Khalid. He went by Ocean at the time. And he was fire. He's still fire.
FGK.
So, we was doing our thing. Some shit happened, and we stopped. So then, I was kind of messing with music, but not really. I didn't really seriously get back into it. I fucked with Khalid one more time for a while. Then we split up, and then I started fucking with him.
When is this? What year?
Can
you say who him is real quick?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
okay. Then I started fucking with Charles Hyder, who's to the right of me right now. And what year was that we started cooking?
What year was the Masterpiece Showcase? Remember the Masterpiece Showcase you was judging in?
And Mesa at the Arizona Event Center.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, that was like 2016, 17.
And it was on the Event Centers in Mesa, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that one, right? So
I couldn't have been. It had to have been
because
when I did Plug City.
No Limit Showcase.
No, I'm talking about Plug City. I had just started Plug City.
Mm-hmm.
I started Plug City in 2000. It was 2016. Cause I started Plug City in 2015 October.
I was a fan of y'all before I actually linked up with
No,
you.
that was 85. But that was
like
85. The 85 fresh.
You're right.
Oh, it was a different company, different brand.
Yeah. I was doing 85 fresh first, and then 85 Unlimited was like a brand off of that. If you was out here in 2014. 13. So you seen niggas with the LXXXV shirts on.
Yeah.
You seen that, and you seen that was my brand.
Mm-hmm.
So but that was some shit I was doing with Khalid. So once we stopped doing what we were doing, I started focusing on a different brand.
Yeah. And I like telling this story. So this how this went. I'm gonna tell this story how Breezy, because he came on me on some arrogant Queens nigga shit, and I was only 21 at the time, because we was working on the Green Lantern, my first Green Lantern tape for about a year and a half, and I met you like a year and a half before that. So, and we had dropped that tape at 24. So let's say 2 years. I was about 22, just out of 22 going to 20. I mean, just out of 21 going to 22. So they had the Masterpiece Showcase or whatever, the No Limit. They had all the A&Rs and all that stuff out. That's when they first signed Slug.
Yep.
And they had everything going on. So they brought them out or whatever. They watching us perform, and that's when I was in the collective. We was gonna try to do the whole West Coast Wu-Tang thing, right? Mm-hmm. So it was about 6 of us. Shout out to my brothers too, Imperial Collection. That's still my clique. That's who I roll with. But we get on stage, right? You know, and I'm the youngest. So like I said, I'm like 20 something at this time, and all of them they're about 24, 25. So they've been out here a little longer. And like I said, when I came in, I was from Louisville, and I kind of rapped a little different. I rapped more like what I seen growing up, like more of a down south, Midwest, like real struggles. So that kind of clicked, you know. So it was always like, this is the little nigga that can really, like, if don't nothing happen, we just gonna push this little nigga. So we get to the Masterpiece Showcase. He's sitting out front. John Blaze was up front. Justin was up front. They all judging the shit, like they all judging everything. And who's the other? It was another dude from No Limit. He was out there, the one that used to do like their main A&R shit. Mm-hmm. We go out there, and instead of just being like, you know, the smartest move would be, let's put our two best artists out there, because there's 6 of us. Mm-hmm. They're like, we don't want to overwhelm them, whatever, throw us all out there. So we was like, we didn't put 3 of us out there. And then that just didn't work out. Like, it was like, fuck, you know, egos. We was like, no, we all want to be on stage. So we all do like a little 4 song set. We get to the 4th song. My guy put me aside. He was like, no, we need you to do a single and end the show the right way. Like, just do it, because I'm a natural performer. Yeah. Like, I like performing. Halfway through the song, I'm in the crowd. Like, literally, the stage this high. I jump, boom, wireless mic. I'm in the crowd. I'm mosh pitting and got everything going crazy. The whole crowd, like, when it was over with, the whole crowd was like, who was this? Like, what just happened? Like, like, literally, I'm on the stage. I'm like, I was hype. I was a little drunk at the time too. I'm like, yo, I'm on the mic. I'm on the mic. He was right there. I'm on the mic. I didn't know him. All I knew him. I was like, I remember I used to hit this nigga like, yo, man, I want to be the Memphis Bleak. You feel me? You got Khalid. You feel me? That's Jay. You got you Dame. Just let me be the Memphis Bleak. You know, I know that. You feel me? Let me be that little dude.
We was moving different. We had
bro. Rolexes and like, bro, it was different, bro. But that's how I rapped at the time, and I couldn't find nobody out here that could support what I was doing. You know, like I said, I'm from Louisville, so I seen a bunch of shit. I moved out here when I was 16, 17. So I grew up seeing a bunch of things. So when I'm rapping about this shit, then I come in contact with him and Khalid, and I'm like, this thing Khalid is just different. Fast forward to the show, I rocked the show. Like, we get to our last song, my bro pulled me aside. He was like, yo, we just gonna put your single song on, just bring the crowd back to life. I killed the show. The last set, I'm in the crowd going crazy, boom, boom, boom. I literally walked off the stage. I threw the mic down. The whole crowd was like, whoa, whoa. Breezy must have called me somewhere chilling on the side. He was like, he's a real Queens, like, aggressive, like, don't gotta know you.
What did he say to you?
This dude said, "What are you doing?" I'm thinking he finna be like, "Yo, you killed her." He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I just performed." What you mean? He said, "There was 6 niggas on stage, and why did the whole crowd only notice you?" And that's no shade to my dudes, but I'm just a natural performer. I was like, I was my dude. He was like, "Yo, give me a call." And this when I knew Breezy was who he was. On some real shit, I took my pops. And me and my pops, like, we don't talk every day, but I know my dad, for me, got knowledge. So I say, "Yo, Pops, I just met this dude, Breezy. I've been a fan of their movement for a while. He wants to sit down and talk about how he can push my career further." I could have easily went over there with Breezy, like, "Yeah, you feel me?" Plus, and I was like, "Nah, I feel like this could be something big." So I called my Pops up. Me and my pop, you remember that night?
Yeah,
me and my dad drove out to his house. My dad was like, "Hey, go outside." You feel me? This when I was like I was like 20 years old. I was like still young type shit. My dad came out like an hour later, like, "That's who you need to be with." I still, like, I don't know if he remember what they talked about. My dad never told me what they said. I was just sitting out front. My dad came out like, "I trust him."
Yeah.
And ever since then, like, I've had times where I've deleted him out my bio because I didn't agree with what he was saying. 2 months later, that's what he was saying. I had to hit him up like, "My bad, big bro. My bad." He's like, "Yo." What really stuck with me one time, and I'm going to cut it short.
No, you good. Go ahead.
I'm going to cut it short. I was like, "Yo, man, I know, you feel me? I be trying to do everything on my own. I don't hit you up. When I need help, I try to do it myself and then do it, and it don't come out how it's supposed to be." So he said, "Yo, go look at my bio real quick." And this is like, we haven't talked for like 3 months. He said, "Just go look at my bio real quick, right now." I looked at my bio. I looked at his bio. First name I see, boom, Breezeway Management, Merkham's, Charles Hyder. He said, "Bro, I've never not fucked with you.
That's real.
You just gotta come, like, I got whatever you need, just reach out." And I was so into my head, like, "Nah, you know, I'm gonna do this, then I'm gonna show Breezy." And Breezy was like, "Just tell me what the plan is, and I'm gonna get it done." And I ain't gonna lie, last year and 6 months, I've been really tapping in with my big brother, my OG, like, this is what I need. It could be something small. I need t-shirts, man, I need this. And he's like the first one, like, 2 days later. And I had to realize, yo, like, it's not about me, bro. It's a team. And I can't do this by myself. So it's like, that's why I go back to him just being who he is, never changed, came at me the same way, talked to me aggressively, don't care about how I feel, because he know it's real. Nigga said, "Yo, what are you doing?" I said, I'm in a group, I just performed."
Yeah.
Nigga said, "Yeah, but it was 6 of y'all on stage and the whole crowd noticed you." Like, what do you, like...
It's so funny that you're talking about that, because was this in the back room or was this on the main stage?
Well, we were doing
When you was performing, were you in the back room? It was like 2 stages that night.
No, we were on that main stage. Like, I'm looking at
Was you on the stage Master P performed on?
Yes, I'm looking at Master P wasn't out there. You know how they go. They
No,
backstage.
the reason why I'm saying this is because I have you on camera.
That show?
I have you on camera.
That show. That, when it was me.
I'll show you when we get done.
Yo, and I remember I jumped in the crowd and Breezy pulled me aside like, "You are the one. What are you? You should not have one verse."
It's crazy how small the world is. I was there seeing that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I left that show, and I'm gonna cut it short right here. I left that show, and like I said, me and my pops always had an up and down relationship. That was the one moment I called him, and I was like, "Forget what we going through. This is some career stuff. I need you to really talk to this man, because I don't personally know him, but I'm a fan of their movement. But I just didn't want to jump around and be no coattail nigga. Like, yeah, I want to be a little bro. Like, I was like, no, I want my pops. I trust my pops. I know Breezy is a real solid one. He's not finna sit up there and facade." So when my dad came out, and the first thing my dad was said, "This is who you need to be with."
So how did that go with the group?
We was cool because what it was is we was on some Wu-Tang shit. So it was 6 of us. We was called Imperial Collection. So we had 6 artists. We had a singer. We had like dudes that did melodic music, dudes that did rap. But I really stood out and did a real hip hop because, like I said, I'm from Louisville, so I had real stories to tell. To where people was like, they didn't understand it, but they was like, he has to be telling the truth. So it kind of popped out a little more, and I'm the youngest in the crew. So it made sense. Like we'll go out and we'll do it like 3 songs and it'll be cool. But then they'll be like, yo, we need that.
But
solo.
what I want to always ask people, I'm gonna ask Breeze too. How did you end up in Arizona back then? I understand why people come to Arizona now.
Yeah.
But what got you to Arizona back then?
And it'd be funny when I tell people this. Is like it's literally a boys in the hood story. I grew up in Louisville, Kentucky, like the West End, Victory Park area, and just no hood is worse than any other hood in America. Like when I moved to Arizona, I realized that. I thought we got busy in Louisville. They get busy the same way out here. They get busy the same way in Chicago, the same. So I had to get that mindset like, now I'm from Louisville, this is where we really go down. So when I finally so my pops, I was getting in trouble. My mom said my pops at like, I was 16. No, I was 15. It was after my freshman year. I did high school in Louisville. My freshman year came around, and I told my mom, this is some real shit. I've never really like said this in an interview. I told, because all my brothers, they get down in the streets and they make money, but they've always only been 2 or 3, 4 years older than me, so I can see it right there. So I told my moms one day after my freshman year, I was like, yeah, Mom, I'm not going back to school next year. And my mom's in the church after like she was on drugs, but she got her mind together. She got in the church and she was like, what do you mean you're not going back to school? I was like, to be honest with you, I'm seeing everything that's going on in the streets. I'd rather just make a little money and help out type shit. And that's one thing I love with my mom's. With all my other brothers, she accepted it because where we was at that time. But when it got to where I was, she said, all right. Then she figured out how and got into contact with my pops like 2 weeks later. And I give this to my pops. My pops a real nigga. He was living here in Arizona because he was in the military. So he had a house set up out here and everything. He came back in 2 weeks. It was like, he drove back to Louisville and was like, all right, I'm here to get my son. So I moved back to Arizona my sophomore year. And then it was just growing up out here. You feel me? So I was able to infuse, growing up in Louisville, really going through that shit, going through elementary, middle school, high school. And then when I got here, I came into my own man. But basically what it was, my mom's went to my pops and was like, I can't handle him no more. He said he's not going back to school. He's about to mess up. And I was luckily that my dad had a little knowledge. My dad's from Chicago. He went through some stuff when he was younger, but he came out, he's Muslim now, and he got a little knowledge on him. So he came and he was like, I'm going to come get my son. So he brought me out here to Arizona. And when I was 16, I was going on 17 after my sophomore year. And then after that, it was just living life, just where I was at,
Now me getting here, I just needed a change. I was about to turn 30 that January. So this is the summer 04.
I graduated that year.
So summer 04.
Yeah.
I got here, and it was hot. When I got off the plane, and that heat first hit me, it was like nothing. I was like stepping into like a dry sauna. It was the craziest thing ever. I was like, damn, it's so hot.
But why did you pick Arizona? Why was Arizona?
My brother was here.
Oh, okay.
My brother passed away the first day of this year. Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Big Queens.
Yeah.
Big Queens.
I'm looking at,
He's around my neck right here. It's my brother. And he was here. He's been here since '99. I came out to visit one time, probably like 02. I'm sure 01. Maybe that. Probably 02. Because 01 it was crazy with flying.
Yeah.
No, actually no. Because before that happened until September. So I came out. It might have been summer 01.
Yeah.
Before 9/11, obviously.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it was summer 01. I came out to visit. It was cool. I never thought about living here though at that time. And then later he was like, "Yo, man, this shit is cake out here." But he's like, "Come, you should come. You should really come out here." Because I was living in Jersey for a little while. I had left New York, and I never thought I would not live in New York. But but I was living in Jersey, and I was comfortable in Jersey. So I was like, yo, and then I was thinking about how much I hate winters and snow and salt and all the shit that we go through. You know what I'm saying? In winter. So I said, you know what? There's no winter. That's how they got me. It's like, yo, there's never snow there. There's no salt. There's no shoveling. There's nothing. There's none of that shit happens ever.
Yeah.
So I was like, for real, never? I was like, word. So I was like, all right, I think I'm going to try it. But when I was thinking about going to Atlanta, but then, it still kind of snows a little bit down there, shit, super shit. So I was like, and then when I go to Atlanta, it's like I'm back in Queens. It's like so many Queens niggas down there. It's crazy. So it's like I'm not leaving Queens to go to Atlanta and be around a bunch of same people.
Yeah.
So I ended up coming out here, and I never left, man.
That's an amazing story, because with you being in music, with you being from New York, I know you've seen this city just
grow.
Just grow. So what was that like?
Man, it's been dope. It's been dope to see how things grew.
But was it a culture shock to you when you moved out here and saw that it really wasn't a hip hop scene?
But it was.
It was. So you moved here in 2004, and it was a hip hop scene.
A hip hop scene. You had DJ M2, Carly Hustle was out here at the time.
I'm familiar with them names.
You had Power 92, 93 then. They moved in 98, but and they had some things going on over there. You know what I'm saying? They and then it was every concert comes here, everything comes here.
Even back then.
Yeah, everything. Phoenix is the 5th largest city in the country.
It's a telling story, because when I decided to move out here, radio told me go to AZ, and I'm like, are you serious? Like, are you dead ass? And they're like, yeah, go to AZ.
It's wrong.
But the whole time they were like, it's a D market. It's a D market before they told me to go. I'm like, so why are you telling me it's a D market, then telling me to move there? Then like, if you move there, it's gonna be right. So I moved here, but as I came here in 2013, there's things. I watched the freeway get built. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never seen that. That's
light rail too.
Yeah, like all these things that just what we call normal back in the Midwest and the East Coast is like new here. Like, everything's behind.
Yeah, that 202. That wasn't there.
Yeah, that wasn't there. Yeah. So I'm just like, so with all these things not being here, where was hip hop at that moment?
Nah, it was a hip hop scene. It definitely was a hip hop scene. They had like different hip hop nights. They had a bunch of shit.
I wish I could have felt that.
They had like a lyricist lounge type shit. They had a bunch of shit out here. They had it's always been a hip hop scene here from when I got here.
Yeah.
It was always doing little shows, like you see little people come out like different like older groups like Camp Low, this one, that one. I met Khalik at a Camp Low show.
Okay.
Of all people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then like I'm fresh from New York. I'm coming here. I took like we said, the MySpace shit was popping, so people from the radio was giving me free tickets to everything. It was nothing for me to go anywhere and do anything. Yeah. All I had to do was like, yo, put me X amount of tickets, I will call, and they was tripping over themselves to do it.
Yeah, but at this time you slowed down though, and then you started getting into the fashion.
Yeah.
So when did that start?
That came later. So I didn't start really getting into fashion crazy until like 2012. So it was later. I was saying.
Yeah, you was here for 8 years.
Yeah. Like 2012 is when I started going crazy.
What got you into that?
I just was more liquid. Had a lot of more money at the time to fucking fuck around, play around. So I was like doing corporate shit, like little jobs and shit, whatever, until probably 2010. And then I just jumped back in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Into the pool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then, once I jumped back in the pool, I was just looking for other ways to have other things going. You know what I'm saying? And that was the easiest thing to do for me. Like, was my natural aptitude to create and get, do stuff to get fresh and all that.
So hold on. Do you know Pierre Cardin?
I managed him for a minute.
That's the Brody.
Yeah.
He wild as hell, but that's the Brody.
He wild. That's a whole other. That's a whole other. No, but when I moved out here, that was the first art I did his mixtape. it's a cartoon, like a cartoon, whatever y'all did.
That's
that
probably
mixtape.
before I was managing them.
Oh, okay, yeah, because he got a song called Plug City,
Okay.
and that's what I'm. That's why I did the relation
Okay,
to.
yeah. So, wait a minute. No, that was later then.
But yeah, it's just it's crazy.
for that
And
one.
all these different people I've met, you've been in the background.
Yeah, a lot of times.
He's connected to
So
so much shit, bro.
you at 2 artists right now.
Technically,
It's a few of us.
technically,
It's a few
3.
of us.
So what you trying to build?
It's just
Bring that mic closer.
they're all different artists, and I believe in them.
Mm-hmm.
So we just working. You know what I'm saying? Just got to let's.
He throwing up the rock.
I'm not.
Yeah, that's what I'm
doing-
saying.
That's what he's doing
It felt
right
like
now,
that, but
like,
like I say, I'm letting him say.
doing
it.
nothing. I'm not doing nothing nobody ever did before.
That's
Yeah,
what he's doing,
yeah.
man.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing.
Different.
I'm not doing nothing nobody ever did before. I'm doing something different. I got. This guy's an incredible talent next to me, man. And much different from Merkham's. Merk is who he is, but he's different, man.
So what catches your attention?
Man, like when you listen to his music and when you watch his visuals, you just get pulled in.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's a story that easily connects.
Yeah.
You listen to like 3 of his songs, you understand what's going on. It's like you watching your favorite series, and you're just in it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Merk is just so sensational that he keeps you connected that way. You know what I'm saying?
You can hear that like no other, fam.
Yeah. But his shit is just different, man. It just pulls you into the story, and the story's dope. You know what I'm saying? It's very relatable for anybody who ever came up in struggle.
Mm-hmm.
You know
And
what I'm
then who was
saying?
the third?
And the third is my son. You met him, Jay. You met him. He came. He was with us.
Yeah, he was sitting right here.
Yeah, that's my son. He's I compare him. If Dr. Dre wrote rhymes,
Yeah,
that's what he would be.
yeah.
Because he produces, he engineers, he mixes, he raps. He does it all. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he has an amazing, ridiculous ear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
He get it from you?
no.
No?
He can play shit. He can play shit by ear, like play the guitar, play the piano by ear. I can't do none of that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? His shit is different. He's his own monster.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I just know it makes sense. I'm like more the business analytical person. I'm not a music guy, really. I don't do no music shit. But I know it sounds good, and I know how to accomplish the mission. You know what I'm saying?
So you got any influences? Anybody influencing you, your movement? Anybody you
My
looking to?
biggest influence, business-wise, music-wise, was Russell Simmons coming up.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure of like knowing his family from when I was a kid growing up in Queens, and one of my cousins is best friends with Joe, with Run, and we used to see them from time to time a lot. You know what I'm saying? Coming through, and he first started getting big and stuff like that, and I always remember Russell was just a monster.
Yeah.
Smoking cigarettes, talking shit, cursing. You know what I'm saying? Just not all the Zen stuff that you see. You know what I'm saying? Like just a lot of shit talking.
Yeah, I hear a lot of stories about how that's not the it's not
Yeah.
the one we know.
Nah, he was, a lot of cocaine, a lot of, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But had a vision, started a management company, started, and then decided to do a record label and really killed it, knocked it out the park. You know what I'm saying? And really paved the way for so much that's happening right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Literally for a generation, basically. You know what I'm saying? So, big. He's a big
To this day,
inspiration.
still like top
Yeah,
influence.
definitely of all time. Like,
Yeah.
like he deserves his flowers for real.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I don't feel like he gets them like he should.
Nah, he doesn't. It's a generation that would speak to that, but it's just that generation don't really speak. You know, it's one of those things. You had to be there. It's unfortunate because, like I said, coming up, Def Jam. I wanted a Def Jam jacket. I wanted a Def Jam chain. I wanted a Def Jam everything. Every time those records came and they had just the, I'm
But to be
colorblind, but I
honest
think it was
with you-
maroon and Def Jam logo, and I was
Yeah.
hyped. Like, what is this? Who is
To
this?
be honest with you though, if I had to pick a label to get an imprint with, it wouldn't be Def Jam.
Okay, wait.
I think
Are we talking about that tier of
Now,
label?
now,
Oh, now? No one would go to Def
or
Jam.
even
now.
Universal. Fuck Universal too.
I wouldn't go to Universal. You probably I don't want to say it, but like, are you no? You Interscope. I knew it. I'm glad I thought that. I'm glad I finally said something and beat him to it. Okay, Interscope. Why Interscope?
Yeah, man, they machine.
Because the talent over there.
Their machine is just different.
Yeah.
Their machine is different
Yep.
over there.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, it's just different.
Yeah. So you keep your eye out for stuff like that still to this day.
course.
You're looking to see like, okay.
Of course.
So is a goal to get artists signed to
No,
these labels or
no.
just stay?
The goal is to stay independent.
Yeah. Because you know better.
The goal is to stay independent. The goal is to, grow shit from the ground up, one fan at a time, brick by brick.
But you like Interscopes.
Yeah. Now, if I was
Machine.
gonna do it, if I was gonna do something with somebody, I would consider them if they coming right.
That's good. I mean, as long as you ain't said Def Jam, I love to the core, but yeah, Def Jam just is that kind of died out when Jay.
They just brought somebody in from
They brought Eminem's old man. Well,
no, they brought
Peter
somebody.
Rock.
They brought somebody from TDE over there.
Who?
I forgot who it was.
This had to been maybe
Recently,
yeah,
couple
like
weeks.
yeah.
That's an engineer.
So it's Peter.
Peter Rosenberg?
Yeah, is he still doing it?
No.
Damn, they got rid of Peter.
They brought somebody in. They brought somebody else in. President for president.
Manager, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they brought somebody president. They got a new president.
Now I'm gonna do my research. Now I'm interested. But yeah, it's just Def Jam always handpicked a crazy bunch now ever since that Jay situation.
Yeah, the Jay-Z, it was messed up.
Yeah.
I was there during the transition when.
Yeah, because you're talking Joe Budden.
Yeah, I was there when L.A. Reid came in.
Mm-hmm.
And Leo and Kevin left, and L.A. Reid came in for Def Jam.
Yep.
This is before Jay got there.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the meeting. I remember when he came in and he called everybody in, except for Jay-Z. Everybody that was a signed artist at Def Jam had to come in that day and bring their music.
Why not Jay? You just ain't gonna talk to Jay like that.
Yeah, it was Jay.
Yeah.
Jay's. Jay's situation is different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't just signed directly to Def Jam either.
Mm-hmm.
They had a partnership.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little bit different.
But it wasn't that the same kind of Irv didn't do that for Murder Inc.
No, well,
No?
it was Jay's deal with Rockefeller and Irv's deal with Murder Inc. was structured differently.
Yeah.
So I don't get me wrong. I don't understand how Irv's deal was.
Yeah, and it's so I want to dive so much into just like New York music, but we talk about his grind, your grind. We have to have another conversation because I'm getting so much of an earful from you.
Yeah, we can talk again.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying like I remember Irv when he was DJ Irv and he used to DJ at the record store. Like he was a DJ, and it's only one person in life that I ever called my big homie, and that was also his big homie, Supreme. So, word. So we was connected that way.
Yeah.
Supreme was my man, like for real. Free Supreme.
Mm-hmm.
Like I played on this team. I ended up playing in the EBC, the ruckus shit.
Yeah.
On Murder Inc.'s team.
Yeah.
Because of Preem.
Yeah.
Not because of Herb. But because of Preem.
It's so much, man. it's just so much.
And that go back to the basketball shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because I wanted to ask you, like, you put the ball down, you know what I'm saying?
Get into that.
Yeah, it's just so hard to get into so much.
So before N1 was a thing,
yeah,
we was out there doing N1 shit. So when they clipped off, because N1 Volume 1 was just clips of street ball games.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't never it wasn't like N1 uniforms or nothing like that. It was clips of just street ball games, and it was just street ball. They was showcasing street ball with rap music behind it.
Yep.
So that's what they ended up doing, and then that first mixtape ended up getting them a check.
Mm-hmm.
When they saw it and they saw how big it blew up, it was in every barbershop, it was everywhere. So that's the type of basketball I played, street ball basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And music hit you that hard where you was like, I'm good.
Yeah, like no, I still was fucking around with
Oh, you
basketball.
was?
I was still
Okay.
playing ball,
Mm-hmm.
but when I saw what was happening with Joey that fast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when this is gonna air, but right now when we're recording this, it's Joe Budden's birthday. Happy birthday, Joe!
Mm-hmm.
Today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. He's 41 because he's 5 years younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 46, so I'll never forget.
I was gonna ask him that too, but
Yeah.
you see how I get that? You see how I played that? Okay.
I'm 46.
Yeah.
And his older brother and me are the same age.
Mm-hmm.
And my older brother, rest in peace, is 5 years older than me. So we're all 5 years apart.
Oh, okay.
So it's easy to remember.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I won't forget.
Yeah.
Listen, so much conversation has just happened. So much more is gonna happen. He's probably gonna sit in front of me in another interview platform. I don't know where, but we have to continue this conversation. It just can't happen here because we've been chopping it up for a long time. It's a blessing and an honor though. Like I was able to connect with some stuff I remember as a child growing or a young adult. We'll say. But yeah, man, this is my guy Breeze, man. This is Grind Culture. Anything you got to say, where to follow you at?
Don't follow me. Follow my artist. Follow at Charles Hyder. Spell that out, Charles Hyder. Follow at Merkham's on all platforms. It's all the same. And peace.
The grind, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the hustle, the culture, the business, the budget, the paper, the muscle.